What's going on, guys? Welcome to the debate room. That actually came out so wrong, bro. It came out so wrong. It feels so weird. Formerly known as the Next Man Up podcast, we had to do a little bit of rebranding, but we're here now. Unfortunately, we don't have Max here. I think he's driving home from school, but we got the original cast. Latif, Q. How y'all doing, man?
I'm a little under the weather, but you know, can't complain.
Hey, I'm fine. Excited to do this episode. I actually just woke up because we were waiting on Max to get to get home to film the first episode of just coming back with the rebrand and new name and all that stuff. But he couldn't make it. But he gonna be here like he always is, and I'm excited to first of all do the rebrand because everybody was telling me, like even my mom, she was like, "Oh, I'm looking you guys up. I can't find your podcast episodes." It's because other people had the same name as us. It's not like we just got the name from them or nothing like that. We just didn't know the other people had it. Especially it was like the Commanders had a YouTube channel, and under the YouTube channel, like not even a YouTube channel name, they had like a podcast name next to it with the same logo, and it was crazy. But we took some time to come up with this name, and I like the brand, I like the color, and all that stuff. And we've been growing a lot over the last 2 weeks. We are at like 411 subscribers. I'm trying to hit 500 really, really soon. So make sure you guys, first of all, follow us on all our social media platforms and like the video and subscribe.
All right, yeah. So you kind of hit the nail on the head. We can just hop into the topics. This is an all NBA episode today, and I do want to apologize for only getting out one episode this week. Just a lot of schedule things, just things coming up. So yeah, it's only just that's the only reason why we only got one episode out this week. But cool. Um, yeah. So the first topic is contenders or pretenders. So I compiled a list of 5 teams, and I'm just ask y'all, are they contenders or pretenders? So um, yeah. So the first team I have here is the Timberwolves, currently sitting first in the West with a 39-16 record. Do you guys think they're contenders or pretenders?
I think they're pretenders, but not because like they're not good enough. I just think that they're too early. Like if they get into the second round, they're gonna most likely get a bad second round matchup just based off experience. They're just not gonna get out. I don't think you could be a contender and only have like a second round ceiling.
I think they're pretenders as well. I think the Timberwolves have a great team, especially great defense. Their offense gives me worries for sure, and I just don't think Anthony Edwards is ready to be that guy, like the number one player on the championship team. He hasn't reached our level yet of player for me, so I think they are pretenders.
Yeah, I will go ahead and say that they're pretenders too. I just don't think that they have I wouldn't say experience because we've seen them in the playoffs for the past couple of years, but I would likely agree with Latif. I don't think that Anthony Edwards is that type of championship caliber player, number one yet. So I would definitely say that they're pretenders as well. The second team on my list is the Knicks. With Joel Embiid coming out, or not coming out, but Joel Embiid being hurt. I don't know how long he's gonna be hurt. Do you guys think he'll be here before the playoffs for sure?
Uh, I don't think like it helps him to come back before the playoffs because like if he comes back, he's not gonna be fresh and he's gonna go in there limping. So that it's only gonna look bad on him because they're only gonna judge him based off what he looks like. Most likely he's not gonna look good. So might as well just sit out the rest of the season. So I don't anticipate him coming back at all. They're just gonna have to eat this like the season on the chin, like call it.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. So, I feel like the East is a little bit open. So would y'all say that the Knicks are contenders or pretenders?
Um,
But
with the East, I just feel like anyone else besides the Celtics are not going to win it. Like the Celtics are so overpowered; they're clearly the best team in the NBA, and I think if any team has a shot, it's the Knicks. But I would still call them pretenders because they will have to get through the Bucks. They will have to get through the Sixers if Joel Embiid comes back. So they have a good chance of making the conference finals. I would probably bet on it. But for them to advance against the Celtics, I think they're going to be heavy, heavy underdogs. So I would say they're pretenders.
yeah, the same reason for me. I feel like they can make the ECF even if like Joel Embiid came back or not. I also don't believe in the Bucks either. Like I think the Knicks could probably like if Julius Randle there, OG's back. There's a report that Mitchell Robinson coming back in March or the end of March, middle of March, whatever it is. If they have their full squad and they go into the playoffs pretty much healthy, I think they can make the ECF. I don't think that automatically makes them a contender though, because like you said, the Boston is just too like stacked. Like they have no reason like not to make the finals. So like if you can't make the finals, you really can't be a contender. I don't think there's gonna be like some magical whatever happens in the Knicks, make the finals. So they got to be pretenders.
I'm kind of torn. I would probably say that they're contenders. Actually, I also do think that they can make the Eastern Conference Finals. So I don't know. By my definition, I would say that puts them as being contenders. But obviously, I think the Celtics are definitely superior. I think they have the best roster construction in the league. What, Chief?
You would be counting on probably, honestly, like all seriousness, you would literally be counting on like for like Kristaps Porzingis to get injured. That's how much you would have to like count on. I actually think they like it's almost close to no shot if the Boston Celtics are healthy. Like I just don't believe it. Like I just don't believe it at all. Like Celtics are literally the best. Like obviously in prior years Miami has got them a few times, but that's Miami. Like Tom Thibodeau is not Eric Spoelstra. Jalen Brunson is great in the playoffs, but we've never seen Julius Randle ever be great in the playoffs. And then they just have a roster, a talent advantage by a lot. It's a lot. Like I wouldn't. There's no scenario where I don't see them making the finals in the East. That's why I say they're not contenders.
The Knicks, their top five players don't match up with Boston's top five players, but their bench definitely does. That's where they would have the edge. But you still like we seen the on off numbers the other day. They pretty much don't have any type of bad lineup. Like Boston doesn't have any bad lineup that they could put out there. Like no matter what they're gonna be, like they putting out a top five lineup every substitution, every whatever. So no matter how good Dante DiVincenzo is or Josh Hart or whatever it is, Mitch, OG, like they just don't have enough to compete with that roster at all.
Yeah, I agree, bro.
All right. So are we ready for the next team? Cool. Next team on the list. I wish Max was here. But we got the Thunder, man, sitting at second in the West. How y'all feeling about that? I think Latif started, so you can take this one.
They're pretenders. And I like this team. I like SGA. I like Chet, obviously. I like J Dub. I don't like Giddy, but nobody likes Giddy. But they have yet to like. It's hard going to the playoffs the first time with like the unit that you with, and just like try to make it all the way to like a WCF or a finals. Like you got to do it in stages. Usually, like teams do things in stages. They make the playoffs. Then the next year they make the second round or the third round, whatever it is. Then they finally break through. They're just too early in the cycle. The regular season numbers and the record is cool and all, but they're a young team. They're built to like just like the Timberwolves. They're pretty much built to go through the regular season. The playoffs is a different animal. So I don't think they could contend this year. Like if they would have made a trade, like a significant type of trade at the trade deadline, maybe, but they didn't. They just made a move around the margins. So they're pretty much where they at still.
I think the Thunder are pretenders. They have major issues. They're one of the worst rebounding teams in the entire NBA. They lack size. They lack experience. So those two issues, I don't know if they're going to be able to overcome this year. It's hard for me to see Shea going into his first playoffs and then being this alpha, this number one player on the championship team. That would be really surprising for me as much as I like them. They also won't be able to play Josh Giddey in the playoffs. Like he is going to be played out of any series that they ever go in. So with those many concerns, I just don't see them actually being able to win a championship over other teams in the West.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that they're pretenders as well, but I'm just gonna say that just strictly off of experience. I don't think that they have enough experience yet. So yeah, going into the fourth team, we got the Milwaukee Bucks. Latif, you can start with that.
The Bucks are pretenders. At no point in the season have they ever showed us anything different. They were good with Adrian Griffin, but when you look at it, it's like they're not winning the championship. They fired him with Doc Rivers at 3-7, so they just don't have the defenders at all. So in the playoffs, they don't have anyone to guard the ball. Teams are going to kill them. They don't have the depth. Their defense is going to just hold them back, even though they're elite offensively. I trust the Celtics to stop them more than I trust them to stop the Celtics. So yeah, pretenders.
Yeah, I think they're pretenders also, but like you said, they can't defend, and like you said, elite offensively. I still don't think they look elite offensively. Like based on a down year from Dame, even though true shooting percentage will tell you otherwise. All they really have is 80% Dame and Giannis. I don't think that's enough to get through anything. Like their team is just not like they're winning games, but they're not winning like the way how it looks is just not the same. Like and they have a lot of pressure to do a lot of things in the playoffs, but they're looking like a second round exit. So they're gonna be contenders for me.
Yeah, I will say that they're pretenders, all for the same reasons. I thought that was going to stir up some controversy, but it really didn't. But this one should. I feel like this one will. We got the Mavericks. Latif, did you start or did Q start?
I started.
Q.
I like the Mavericks. I think they could be contenders. I'm not like all the way sure on that, but I think like Luka get into the playoffs. If they get the right first round matchup, they could probably literally almost like get to the Western Conference Finals without a sweat. I think like as long as they can stay healthy, they'll probably beat anybody that's like in front of them outside of the Nuggets. Maybe. They just need things to click right now. If they could get their defense to like around middle of the pack, they should be fine. But that also means they have to, put out a top 5 offense. Right now, they sit at like 11th. That's not going to be good enough the way their defense is playing. But if they could somehow get that to like a top 5, top 6 offense, and then get their defense middle of the pack, they could definitely contend. But I'm not too sure about. Like I'm not all the way sure. But I'm gonna say they contenders based on Luka.
I'm going to say dark horse contenders because the last 5 games or so before the All-Star game, they look great. Daniel Gafford is an impact player. PJ Washington is an impact player. They have Luka, arguably the first or second best playoff performer in the entire NBA, I would say. So pairing him alongside Kyrie, if they stay healthy, we got to see how they look after this deadline. I mean, after the All-Star break to really, measure them. I think if they finish like top 4, top 5, there's nothing on this team that holds me back from saying they can contend in the West because they have that elite playoff performer, probably arguably having the best season in the entire NBA. They have Kyrie, who in the second option role, I think he can play well in the playoffs, and then they have a good team around them now. They have a really good roster now, just off 2 moves they did at the All-Star break or at the trade deadline. So I think that dark horse. I wouldn't call them pretenders because I don't think anyone is really saying like, yeah, they're contenders right now at this moment. We gotta wait and see because before the All-Star break, they were playing really well, really good basketball. So we just gotta wait and see.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that they're contenders as well. They got that man Luka. The trade deadline additions really moved me. So yeah, I really think that they can make some noise, possibly get to the Western Conference Finals. So yeah, that's where I'm going with that. That wraps up our contenders or pretenders segment, heading into predicting NBA current playoff matchups. So what we're gonna do is we're not gonna account for the play-in. This is gonna be 1 through 8, both conferences. So yeah, do y'all have any statements before we head into it?
I mean, you know what I'm gonna say. Well, never mind. I'm gonna let you do your thing.
Yeah. So LeBron in this scenario, LeBron will not be in the playoffs, bro. He won't be here.
It's cool.
All right, we can start with the Western. We can start with the Western Conference. So the first matchup will be the Timberwolves versus the Kings. Q, I'm gonna let you take it.
The Timberwolves win this matchup. I don't believe in the Kings like that much. Like they're a cool team, but Sabonis in the playoffs is not good. And regardless of what you think about Cat and Rudy Gobert and whatnot, they can beat the Kings. Like it shouldn't be too hard. They had a tough series with the Nuggets last year, and they looked fine. Got Cat fully healthy. He's having a good season, and he's walking 25. They got the the defenders. So it should be an easy matchup for the Timberwolves. It might go 6, but it's not going to be like a tough 6. It'll probably just be like they'll win their 2 home games, still 1 on the road, close it out at home.
I mean, so I have the Timberwolves a 6, for sure. I think the Timberwolves not easily win a series, but they win a series like commandingly because they have the best defense in the entire NBA. And I think even though the offense has struggles, it's going to flourish against the Kings defense because it's terrible. So I trust I don't trust Domantas Sabonis against Rudy Gobert in a playoff series because he cannot shoot. He don't have any post moves. He don't really have a mid range. So I think he would get dominated. I'm just gonna say like that. De'Aaron Fox probably do his thing. Where they have, come on, why are you looking crazy, bro? Anyways, they have probably the best perimeter defense to guard De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk in that that lineup. So I'm gonna go with the not the Kings. I'm gonna go with the Timberwolves and 6 easily though.
I don't know, man. Last year I was just putting a whole lot of disrespect on De'Aaron Fox, man. Like I wouldn't say a whole lot of disrespect. That's crazy. But one thing that I did learn from last year is you gotta respect the Kings, bro. So I'm not gonna say it's easy. I'm not gonna say it's easy for Steve. I don't know why you look like that, bro. I'm not gonna say it's easy, but I definitely do got the Timberwolves taking this series. I'll probably say like 6 games. I ain't gonna lie, 6-7 games. I don't.
You said learn to respect them. To be honest, they got a favorable matchup. They got a matchup against a team that they knew how they played because they got Mike Brown. And then the Warriors defense wasn't good last year. So they got a favorable matchup. When you run into a team that can stop you, which they really can, and they also can't stop the Wolves as bad as their offense is, it's like that matchup is not favorable. So you don't got to respect them. Respect them when I'm saying 6. I really could have said 5, for real. Because the Kings are frauds. Let's be serious. I knew this was going to happen. I don't know if me and Q was on it together, but like we knew they were going to fall off this season. Like it was so clear. Like they surprised teams last year. When they made the playoffs, cool. But like predicting the Kings fall off was like the most predictable thing. And I'm not lying. I can actually let me quick search up my Western Conference standings predictions on Twitter real quick.
Now they have some light shots. Like Keegan Murray he's gonna probably make all defense this year. Like he's like
really? You think so?
Yeah, he's been great defensively this year. He's been taking on the toughest matchups all year. And he's been doing his thing. Obviously, it's like, when you go up against like KD and Braun and they're gonna get their numbers, but it's the other people like Keegan's pretty much doing his thing. But that's like if that's their best defender, you try to throw him on to Anthony Edwards. You're taking away from like somebody down in the front court. Whatever you want to say about Cat could give anybody 25 and 12 on a random night. Like he's gonna do that to whoever, Harrison Barnes, whoever you think you about to put on Sabonis, whatever. He's gonna kill him. He's gonna carve him. We just saw him get 50 in the All-Star game on some nonsense. You feel me? The offense doesn't have to be pretty good. Their defense just got to be what it's been all season, and it's not. I don't think it's gonna be hard to guard the Kings in a 7-game series when they have time to like really put it together.
I can't find it. It was in October. Well, yeah.
Right.
Go ahead. We can go ahead.
Hopping into the next playoff matchup, we got the Thunder at 2 and the Mavericks at 7. For this matchup, I got the Mavs. And like I got this going. Oh man,
you can say it. It's 6. It's Mavs is 6.
Yeah, I got Mavs going in 6. I really do. I wish Max was on here because I know he will probably campaign a little bit more for his team, but I don't know. I just don't. I think the Thunder lack experience, and also like you guys said, size. Yeah. So and the Mavericks got that man Luka. So yeah, I'm taking the Mavs in 6. Latif, let me know, man.
This is an interesting matchup. Honestly, it's an interesting matchup because we've seen the Thunder be great all season, and so just having them losing first round, it's just like it's kind of tough for me to say. As much as I love Luka, as much as I like the Mavs as a team, betting against Luka, man, and Kyrie, they have a really good team. I don't think they match up well. with the Thunder. I really don't. I don't know who they're gonna have to guard the perimeter. I don't know who they're gonna have to guard Shea. I don't know who they're gonna have to guard J-Dub. I'm going Thunder in 7. In this matchup. I think the Thunder, they're gonna have some bodies throw at Luka. It's not gonna work. Like they're not gonna like slow him down like that. But
what bodies?
Dort is a great defender. He's always obviously small. He's smaller. Yes, Luka gonna cook him. Luka gonna cook everybody. Luka gonna let Luka do what he do. But if they put like they got Jalen Williams, Shea, all capable defenders. Dort like 6'4",
No, 6'4".
but he's
Who you
small
think
and
shortest
stocky.
person? Yeah, who you
Yeah,
think shortest person in the lineup?
yeah. We had to see how much their defense improves with the additions of Gafford and the additions of PJ Washington. But as of right now, I would lean Thunder in 7. I think their offense will kill against Mavericks defense as far as right now, and they're not going to stop Luka. I think Dort will do a good job on Kyrie, but I'm gonna take Thunder in 7. I'm not gonna lie.
Thunder and
I got the
7.
Mavs. It's a close series. But if it's that close of a series, I'm gonna go with the best player, and they got the best player by like a margin, You know what I'm saying? And between Gafford and Lively, they're gonna be able to hold it down there in the paint, get rebounds and whatnot. PJ gonna do his thing. You talking about throwing bodies at Luka? That just means you're throwing either the worst defender or the tied defender on Kyrie, and he's gonna go crazy. He gonna do whatever you want to say about him. Like he's been quietly, pretty good this year, and he's a second option in the playoffs. He's gonna do what he's always done. J Dub cool. I like Chet. They're just not ready yet. Like when it come down to like those small, those like the tough matchup, the close games and whatnot, I'm just leaning on the best players and the experience that they have. And if they get out of this series, they're pretty much looking at a Western Conference Finals trip easily.
It kind of sound crazy for me to call it as dark horse, and they actually had to lose in the first round. That kind of sound crazy, but I don't know. First of all, I got to bet with the Thunder going to the second round this year. So with KD, we get E6, $50. I can't read nigga now. I ain't gonna lie. So I just need this matchup not to happen.
Oh no.
Oh man.
My stuff paused. But yes, I think the Thunder don't have too many favorable matchups, honestly. They gotta hope to get like the Kings or
they gotta get the Kings or the Pelicans.
Yeah, that's really it. If they don't get one of them two, they might be going first round.
All right. Speaking of the Pelicans, we got the Clippers and the Pels. I'm gonna go first since I'm a Pelicans fan. Yeah, we're definitely getting cooked. I like our perimeter defenders. Really, I don't even know if we have those. We have Herb. Yeah, JV is getting smoked in the pick and roll. Like it's terrible. Zion out there is gonna be a defensive liability. Yeah, we're getting cooked. Honestly, it may be a gentleman's sweep, bro. If I'm being totally honest, probably like 4-1 in the Clippers' favor. Chief, I want you to start because
I have the Clippers in 5. They just have a talent gap. Zion has never made the playoffs ever. I think he actually will eat in this series, to be honest. I don't think they really have an answer for Zion, but I think y'all don't have an answer for Kawhi Leonard. Y'all don't have an answer for Paul George or James Harden. They're clearly the better team. Y'all have too many defensive liabilities on the floor. I would go the Clippers in 5, just to be respectful. Could be a sweep, honestly.
I have no problem with that. Honestly. I'm happy to be here.
I feel the same way. Clippers in 5. They'll probably get one at home. Zion probably go for like 35. Get that little win, whatever it is. But yeah, Clippers got too much talent on the team to lose in the first round. Not to this team.
All right. I ain't gonna lie.
I want to
him to go first on this one.
Hold on. I want to say though, in the regular season, the Pelicans have given Clippers some trouble though, because they haven't dealt with Zion or like I don't know what is about it, but I think the last game they played, the Pelicans beat them. But just the regular season stuff, Kawhi in the playoffs is a different monster. But go ahead, Jay.
KD, I'm not KD. Holy hell. Q, I want you to start with this one because I know you're a KD guy. This matchup, the 4-seeded Nuggets against the 5-seeded Suns. How you feel?
Nuggets in 7. Nuggets in 7. I ain't gonna. This is just the real bad matchup. Like that's just what it is. Like maybe last year if the Suns would have had the Nuggets in the first round, it could have looked different. I just don't think like this year the Nuggets been coasting. The Suns are not gonna be able to beat the Nuggets. Like they don't match up well. That's just what it is. They don't match up well. They don't have enough talent. They're not, deep enough. They will get out coached. They will get outplayed offensively, defensively. Like it's just not good. Like they needed a different matchup for this to look, remotely good. Like that's just a bad spot for Phoenix right now.
Chief.
I'm also going to go Nuggets in 7. They took this team 6 last year with a worse roster with no Bradley Beal. I don't think Bradley Beal's going to be that much of a factor, to be honest, though, because he keeps getting injured, and I don't know how well he's going to play, to be honest, but I think he gives him a game, at least another game. So I think also the Nuggets team is worse than what it was last year as well. So I'll go Nuggets in 7. They don't have an answer for Jokic at all. They also probably won't be able to stop Jamal Murray in the playoffs because they don't have too many point of attack defenders. So I'm going to go Nuggets in 7.
Yeah, I'm probably going to say Nuggets in 7. It's kind of getting a little bit redundant, but I'm obviously expecting Jamal Murray to, rise to the occasion in the playoffs as he always does. And then again, I know like nobody has an answer for Jokic, but yeah, you're not stopping Jokic. So I definitely have the Nuggets on top of the Suns for that series. We can head into the Eastern Conference side of things. You got the number 1 Celtics.
Wait a minute. Can you give me another introduction for the East TikTok purposes?
How about you do it?
All right. Well, I will do it. I'll probably say both of them so I can have. We're going to be predicting the Eastern Conference playoffs matchups if they happen today.
All right, cool. So for the Eastern Conference, we have the first seeded Celtics against the 8th seed Magic. This is pretty easy. I don't think that we need a lot of analysis for this one.
Boston in 5.
I agree. My bad.
I'm about to say it's not really much to say. Orlando does play Boston well, but this is the playoffs. It's not like a regular season game in like November. It's Boston in 5. Boston tends to like slip during series, during games, like last year to the Hawks and whatnot. They probably lose one they're probably down in Orlando, whatever. Close game, lazy, but they're gonna, clean it up, go home, end it out. Boston at 5. You can just probably lock that in right now. Like, you might as well put all your money on that.
I agree. Boston at 5. I agree. The Orlando Magic played the Celtics really, really well because they are a great defensive team. But in the playoffs, that spacing is going to be terrible for Paolo. This is one of those players where Paolo's going to go in the playoffs, and his first playoff series is probably going to be really, really shaky against probably the champions this year with a great defense, and their spacing is god-awful. The Magic's offense is not good at all. So I'm going to, say the Celtics in 5. You might get a game where Paolo go for like 40. And then they win.
I'm not giving them no mercy, buddy. Celtics in 4, buddy. I don't know what we're doing. I'm giving them no mercy at all. Next matchup we got is the number 2 seeded Cavs versus the number 7 seeded Miami Heat. I don't know who went first last time, but
I'll go first. I actually got a bet for this. I got a bet for this. Another $50 bet. With this one. Give me the Cavs in 7. I think the Mavericks. I think the Heat match up well with the Cavaliers. Honestly, well, no, actually they don't. I think they match up with the front court really well. With Bam, I think he's gonna make it really hard for Jared Allen or Evan Mobley. But I do think the Cavs have a size advantage a little bit over the Heat. Also, one of their biggest problems last year was spacing. They're a much better spacing team this year. Obviously, it's still gonna be hard with Jared Allen and Evan Mobley being in that front court, and neither one of them can space the floor. But the Cavs are a way better 3-point shooting team than they were last year. Okoro is knocking down his open threes, so if that continues to happen, it's gonna be a lot. That's gonna be able to keep him on the floor in this series. That's for one. And then they just don't have anyone to guard Donovan Mitchell at all, like not even close. Their backcourt defense, their backcourt defense is terrible. I don't think they're gonna have anybody to guard him. Jimmy Butler, no, let's be serious. He's not doing it.
What are you talking about?
He's not guarding. No, he's not. He's not. I'm telling you,
Jimmy Butler can guard Donovan Mitchell. What are we talking about?
Not for an entire series. No, he cannot. Because he's gonna run out of gas on offense. Like, come on, let's be serious. He's not guarding.
Jimmy Butler, bro. It's Jimmy Butler.
If Okoro stays on the floor, if he don't get playoff, then you can throw him on Jimmy. He's not gonna shut him down, nothing like that. But I also don't think Bam is gonna be much of a factor against Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. I don't think so.
With this one, I'll probably say I definitely think for sure it's going to be a 7-game series. I don't know, man. I would say that the Heat still have a size issue, and that's the only thing that's throwing me off. But then again, bro, it's Jimmy Butler, bro. I don't know. I'm gonna go with the Cavs. I'm gonna go with the Cavs on this one. I'm not very high on the Cavs like everyone is this season. I know T, you were talking about they're like dark horse not a few months ago, like a few weeks ago. I don't see it honestly, but I'll favor them over the Heat just off of size alone.
It's time for this Miami Heat Magic nonsense to be over with. It's not like I don't think they're good. Like saying that last year and the year before that, I probably get a lot of pushback. People be coming at my head for whatever. I don't think they're that good. Like you said, Jimmy he gonna sit there trying to guard Donnie, and he's gonna get tired, and they're not gonna be able to do anything because Hero can't really score by himself. What's Buddy Tero's there? He's hot and cold, and Bam not gonna be able to give you 25 and 12 every single night. So they're gonna run out of gas offensively, and they're just gonna lose just based on that. Cavs in 7. That's just what it is. Miami is over with. First round exit. We gonna call it that. All that Miami nonsense. We gotta cut that out.
It's over, man.
Just never believed in it.
All right, Dark Magic is over. All right, it's over. I promise you, it's over this year, man. I got $50 on it. It's over, bro. I don't care if Eric Spoelstra is going to outcoach bigger staff. I don't care about that, man. It's over. I don't think Jimmy might struggle in this series. I'm trying to tell you, bro. I'm tired of Jimmy Magic, the Heat Magic. All that's over this shit, bro.
You know how to speak, bro.
My bad.
Yeah, lock in, bro. All right, next matchup we got is the 3rd seeded Bucks and the 6th seed Pacers. I don't know who went first. Actually, I'm gonna go first here. With the addition of Pascal, I'm not gonna lie, I still have the Bucks. I tried to, try to throw a little cliffhanger there. Yeah, still got the Bucks, man.
Nobody was fooled, bro.
Nobody was go, man.
Bucks and 6. The Pacers defense is terrible, so I don't have them stopping Giannis. Giannis will average like 45 and 15 in the series.
Giannis finna have a time, bro.
Not even exaggerating. He might average 45 and 15 because they have no answer for him. I don't trust them guarding Dame at all. Like Aaron Nesmith is not moving it for me. Even though Dame struggled this year, I think he would probably still average around 26 and like 7 in the series, to be honest. So I got the Pacers getting like 2 games, maybe at home. It's probably the Bucks probably win the first 2 games, Pacers win the next 2 games, and then the Bucks win the next 2 games, something like that. But yeah, Bucks are 6.
Indian 7. Indian 7. I'm not jacking the Bucks. I'm just not jacking it. We gotta understand they won a championship in like one of the most flukiest years ever. Like they're not doing anything. I don't like Indy either. You sure? So that's why it's like it's kind of tough for me because I'm not really like on the Halliburton, fan bus and whatnot. I don't think Pascal moves the needle that much, but I'm on some, hate Giannis train right now, so I'm gonna go Indy in 7. And they've been cooking them all year. So
Giannis is not losing to the Pacers, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, he's not doing that. That's not happening.
He did already. Mad times.
Yeah, in the regular season, that don't really matter. We've seen teams beat teams 4 times in the regular season and then go into the playoffs and get smoked, literally.
All right. The last matchup, we got the number 4 Knicks and number 5 76ers. That game is actually going on right now. I don't know if you guys knew that, but I'm gonna just go ahead and start it off. I think it's pretty clear cut. I would say, I have the Knicks winning the series. I don't predict Joel Embiid being back for this series. I don't think Tyrese Maxey gets his team over the hump. I predict Julius Randle being back. Also, Julius Randle hasn't been like a good playoff performer, but I don't think the 76ers have enough equipped to, I wouldn't say challenge the Knicks, but I have the Knicks winning in like 6.
I got the Knicks in 5. Without Joel Embiid, this team's not really good at all, to be honest. Like, actually, seriously. And the Knicks are a very, very good team. They might get one game. They might sweep them. Let's be serious. They might sweep them. Without Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey being the number one option on the team with a defensive team that this is good, with OG and Anobi probably guarding them. Yeah, no, this is gonna be a sweep if they don't have Joel Embiid. Which it was a report that he might be coming back. They were optimistic, but like, no, let's be serious. If Joel Embiid is not playing in this series, it's gonna be a sweep.
Same sentiment. Like you said, they might get one game, but that's a big might. This Knicks team is like a team of destiny right now. Like everything is falling in order for them to possibly just make it to the Eastern Conference Finals in like the last 25 years. So it's whatever it's been. Like I don't think they're losing to a Tyrese Maxey led 76ers team right now. I just don't see it. The Knicks had when they're fully healthy, they just been playing way too good, and they just got some extra help at the deadline. Once the team is fully healthy, they're pretty much going to be a second round, floor like easily. They're not losing to a Tyrese Maxey led 76ers team.
All right, there it goes for that segment. Moving into top 5 players with the most pressure to win a ring. I believe that we already did this at like the beginning of the season, but right now I feel like it's not like I don't feel like there's too many. I feel like there's one clear cut just because of the success of their team, honestly. But Latif, I'm gonna let you talk about it. Like, how do you want this segment to go? You want us just to list it out together, or we all come up with our own list?
We can list it out together. I think that's easier. Because I kind of need help. I'm not gonna lie. So,
number one, Jason Tatum,
for sure.
Number one.
For sure.
Ooh.
For sure. Lock that in. Lock it in.
Latif, what are you doing?
They've been knocking at the door for like 5 years now. You have to lock that in. Like he's the number one. He's getting all the talk right now. Face of the league, this and that. There for him to be the face of the league, he has to win a championship. Like maybe other players wouldn't have to, but he specifically has to win a championship, and he knows that. He's going in there. He knows he has to make at least make the finals. Like he has to at least make the finals. Now,
okay,
like, that's it.
Number 2, are we jacking Damian Lillard at number 2?
Jacking? What are you doing?
Okay. Oh my god. Anyways, whatever. Cool. Are we saying that Damian Lillard is number 2?
Bro, Q's face.
I don't think he's number 2, but I think he's on the list.
Who is number 2? James Harden?
Why is he on the list?
Dame?
Why is Dame on the list? This team hasn't been good.
He has to be on the list.
This team hasn't been. This team hasn't been good though.
Dame is definitely on the list.
The love that people have for Damian Lillard, the way they talk about him, you would have thought he already won 2. You know what I'm saying? Like he wanted to get out of Portland. He wanted to get into a situation where he has a chance to win a championship. He's with arguably the second best player in the league right now. He has to win a championship. He asked for this. Like he asked for this.
We've seen so many problems with this Bucks team so far. Like that's why I'm not understanding. Like,
and a lot of it's because of him. Though they're not a good defensive team anymore because they replaced their best defensive player with him.
Right.
And they thought they were going to get a trade-off with an elite offense, so to carry through them games. That hasn't been what it was. A lot of their problems you could probably stem just because they went and got Damian Lillard, thinking he was the piece to get him to get a chip. You got Giannis talking about the Bucks is his team. When the game is close, he's gonna have the ball, talking all that nonsense. All right, this is his team, right? Go win a chip. This is what you wanted. You got exactly what you wanted. Now you got to deliver.
I don't have a problem with him being on this list, but I feel like 2 is just is a little bit of a reach.
Yeah, I don't think he's 2. I'm just saying I think he's on the list. I just don't think he's number 2.
If David's not number 2, who is number 2 then?
I think this list is actually so hard to compile because honestly, if Joel Embiid wasn't hurt, I would put him there. But like,
yes,
it's just like
since he went down, like 1 is clear cut, but I think the other 2 through 5 is like interchangeable. Like because there's a case for a lot of different people that have to like win a chip. Like I think Kevin Durant is under pressure to win a chip. I think Luka's under pressure to win a championship. Do I say LeBron? Maybe.
No, he's not.
I don't think I think a lot of people understand that LeBron's championship window is it's decreasing at a rapid rate. Honestly, it's
Yep,
going down.
That's exactly why there would be pressure, in my
that is true.
opinion,
That is true. Okay,
because
so
the window is closing.
is it Harden or Dame? Which one between those two?
Off of team success, I feel like the Clippers. This is like the best Clippers team that we've seen, like in the Paul George Kawhi era. Like I said in like the past episode where we discussed the Clippers, just huge streak or that crazy run that they're on. This team is this team is this team is really good, man. I could honestly see them going to the Western Conference Finals. If it's not this year, then I don't know what year it is. So if that's the case, if we're picking between those two, I would probably say James Harden, but honestly, I still don't see it. Like
The
He
reason
has
why I
never.
don't
He has
see
never
it,
won. He's never won a championship in his career. This is his best opportunity. How does he not have pressure to win it right now? What are we talking about?
the reason why I don't
I
say
don't
it is
see
because
him
it's
too
not like
though.
he's the driving force of the team. Like,
Thank you.
from he's not the first
That
or
doesn't
second
matter.
best player on the team. Like, if he had a lot more responsibility for the team, then I'd be like, ah, yeah, he definitely got pressure. But since he's so, he's low on the totem pole in terms of the team, it's like if they lose, I don't think it's going to be directly correlated because of him. Like, you know what I'm saying? It could be, but I just don't think it would be. But I think they probably pretty much they could coast to a Western Conference Finals also.
I think that it might be the whole Clippers organization have to be on the list. Let's be serious right now, because
You can
if
say
they
that.
don't win if they don't win a championship right now, then the whole PG Kawhi thing was basically a failure. I don't know if they're gonna have a team this good through the rest of their tenure on the team. So let's put the whole entire Clipper organization at number 2, and then number 3, I would definitely have Dame, because after all those years of not running from the grind, he finally left the Portland Trailblazers. And if he doesn't win a championship on his team, it's definitely a failure. So I got Dame 3. Let's talk about 4 and 5.
Kevin Durant.
I don't agree with Dame 3 though.
How does he not have pressure? He
I
sat
don't
there.
know.
We sat there and watched him for 5 off seasons say, I'm not running from the grind. I'm staying on this team. And then once he finally leaves to go play with another superstar, he don't got pressure to win a championship? How does he?
Bro, he's older. I mean, this is a down
Bro, you
year.
said no, bro. No, bro. You're not. No, we're not. No.
What
We're
are
not
you
doing
talking?
that. We're not doing that.
This is objectively a down year. Like this isn't the Dame.
That doesn't mean he doesn't have pressure to win a championship. Like, what are we talking about?
Kevin
Right
Durant,
I don't
35,
know,
bro. KD, 34, 35. They about the same age. Kevin Durant got as much pressure, I think, as Damian Lillard. Based off like all the
it's different with KD.
why?
Like it's because it's narrative stacked against him. It's like he's fighting something.
You're right. He's fighting the world right now, which is crazy.
Yeah,
he's quietly
fighting
having another great season. But
yeah, so
all the movement and the team build up and the Steph won without him and he got to win without Steph. All those stories is like, all right, bro, you got D-Book. People, I don't know why people thought this was a super team. Bradley Beal is not that good. Like, they don't have nobody else like outside of him and Devin Booker. There shouldn't be like major expectation on the team. But since Kevin Durant's that good, I guess people think he could drag, Drew Eubanks and Yusuf Nurkic to a chip. Everybody's gonna say it. You hear them talking about him now. Oh, he's not a leader. This and a third. He's not doing nothing but going out there and playing basketball, having another great season, minding his business. But they're not gonna judge him on nothing but what he does in the playoffs.
So we're putting KD 4.
Yeah, I'd put KD 4.
Put Dame 3, then KD 4.
Okay. So 5, I think this is Joel Embiid. Even though he got injured, he still got pressure.
Shut up, dude.
I mean, pre-injury, we definitely saying that. Honestly,
Yeah, he would be
Luka.
higher on the list.
Yeah, I don't know.
Joel
Luka
Embiid
got
will be
pressure.
1 or 2.
You would be 2 for sure.
I don't know if Luka got pressure to win a championship.
Luka got
That's what I'm
pressure.
saying. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard. Just like before the
They have organizational pressure for to win a championship. Between like the building of the team, the whole Brunson situation, Luka being this good but having nothing to show for it. It's like it's a lot of like things. It's not like Luka been failing, like the organization been failing Luka. You know what I'm saying? No matter how good he is, they just don't never really had enough. They've been, running on Luka fumes for like the past 3-4 years. So I think it's more organizational pressure to win a chip or to build a team that can win a chip. I don't think it's really him because he could probably go somewhere.
Yeah,
If
most
you
definitely.
on a different team, they probably definitely win it. Probably been one already. Like you got a better front office.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it on Luca. I don't know. 5 is really hard. I just think situationally, like where the NBA is right now, it's just a lot of stuff that plays into it. Um, yeah, I don't know. 5 is really hard for me. Honestly,
All the guys, that you think should win a chip or like had the best chance to win a chip, they either old or hurt. The young guys, they too young. Then it's like the middle of the pack, like you feel me, the Jason Tatum, Joel Embiid, those guys, like they have the real pressure, but one of them is not here. We got Jason Tatum on the list. He has the best team right now, so he should make it to the finals off rip. But all the other guys are just like we don't expect them to make the finals anyway. So how can they really have pressure? Because we all think it's probably going to be Boston Nuggets in the finals or like Boston Clippers, whatever it is. So can they really be pressure on, let's say, Dame if we don't even think they have a good enough team to make it to the finals? Where's the real pressure if we already think that Boston's going to get there?
No, he got pressure. He got pressure to me. But we can throw Luka at 5 just for not having a better name. He want to ascend to that status, and he got to have some real playoff success with Kyrie Irving because they did go out and get Kyrie Irving. So we'll put him at 5. We can move on.
I still don't see how that's on Luka, but I guess that's cool. Now we will be blind ranking NBA point guards. I really like this. I'm super excited for this. This one. Last time we did the blind ranking, that was very fun. So, I'm assuming you want me and Q to collab on this.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
All right, lock in, man.
I think I made it a lot harder this time. I'm not gonna lie. I think I did. It's gonna throw you off a loop. All right. Anyways, all right. So the first point guard is James Harden.
Bro, no.
That's what you starting off with,
4, bro.
I was about to say 4. I'll put him at 4.
Yeah, all right, yeah, we're in agreement. I'll say 4.
Okay, 4. Okay, that's cool. The next point guard is Damian Lillard.
Like, is this just player for player?
Wasn't James Harden like this year?
This year, whatever. Yeah, this year.
Is this like, player for player or like situational based? Like
player for player.
Dame has to be over James Harden. I'm not gonna lie. No. Actually,
it's either 3 or 5. I can't put him 2.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. Because situationally, I feel like it's working perfectly for the Clippers. Like his role, elite playmaker. At times he's looking like that guy, but I don't think he's better than Damian Lillard. I just think situationally he's in a better position.
It's not better than Damian Lillard, bro. Let's be serious.
So we're gonna put him at 3.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 is good.
All right, cool. My next name is Tyrese Halliburton.
Holy hell. I mean, you would have to say 2.
We're gonna put him at 2. We're gonna lock that in.
You can't put him below them.
Yeah.
Okay. Next name up is Kobe White.
Holy hell.
Yeah.
5. I actually think we got this right, depending on this game.
Yes.
All right. The last name in the blind ranking is Luka Doncic.
Yeah, we got this right.
Yeah. We could. That's a perfect list.
So Luka 1, Hallie 2, who was
Dame 3,
Harden 4,
Kobe,
and then Kobe White 5. Easy.
Yeah. Yep. I thought you were gonna put Dame at 5 for a second. Like, damn, yep, I got him. I got it, but y'all got it right. So I mean, I'm trying to make it harder every single time. I was trying to think of 2 decent names with probably like Kobe White and Harden. Then you got 2, Dame Lillard, Tyrese Halliburton, pretty good, and then Luka Doncic obviously being the best point guard in the NBA. We're gonna be doing a lot more of these things, where as far as like trivia or like how he's doing the starting lineups for the NBA colleges, all that stuff. We got a lot of aerations of that. So yeah.
Yeah. No, I actually really like that that little topic or that little concept. It adds some fun to the episode. I do think we need to do more of those lineups for like 2K overalls. So those are fun too as well. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in to this episode. The coming out party for the debate room. Pause. That kind of sounded weird, but yeah, make sure you follow us on on all platforms.
Dragged it.
Yeah, we out.